Member Baba Adkwart Studios. TFM Radio Ghana ni wiase bebia no obeti yanka. Asidanki Nyankopon wa adom a odi adom yen. Onse da me kasa me hye odin emo abamu mu why de wo famu bia no Erade ono obedi ni ye. Onye nipa no odi atro na Job nso kan se duampo utwa so a wani da so se be fefe. Hyeden na fo ani to Erade so. Ye. Edru baby na utie yaman penimfo no so omo kasa na ho atopa se ano omo de kasa ananka omo de adwuma ko my Ghana yanti se yo na mibusa se asem no ne kanko ena ne yonsonko yenkoti yaman pani mra omo ehia ye ne nsem a wode to wiase nyina anim.
We have to get away from the idea that there's some Father Christmas somewhere who's going to come and develop our continent for us. There is no such Father Christmas. Transforms your position and your status here in Europe. But in Africa, which continues to live the narrative of poverty, hungry children, people going across the Sahara, going in rickety boats and dying in Lampedusa to get to Europe. That Africa is not a narrative that is going to help you over here. So I think between you and us, our main task is the transformation of the continent. And why do I say so? Just one simple example. The Chinese diaspora is supposed to be some 60 million people. And in the table of states, they constitute the 25th country in the world. They're saying that of the 52 billion foreign investment that went into China in the 80s and 90s that transformed China into what it is today, the manufacturing hub of the world, 50% of that, 26%, came from the Chinese overseas community. And that development of China that has taken place has changed the status and the position of Chinese all over the world. So I want you to take those statistics very seriously, because that is the transformative connection that we want to make with the African diaspora. How to implicate it in the development of the continent. Once we change the narrative about Africa, and we can only do it ourselves, we have to get away from the idea that there's some Father Christmas somewhere who's going to come and develop our continent for us. There is no such Father Christmas. There's just us who are going to be able to develop our continent. So once that mentality is our mentality, that we have to do it ourselves. Then our relations with other people become that much more structured and punctilious, if you like. Our relations with France, our relations with Europe. Our relations with Europe is a natural one. You look at the geography of the world, Africa and Europe are natural partners. There's just this small strip of water, the Mediterranean, that separates the two of us. So when you look at that, and you look also at the history that has gone on between Africa and Europe, that is a natural relationship and a natural alliance, but a relationship that has to be different from the relationship that we've had up to now. Why do I say so? That relationship has enriched Europe, but has not enriched Africa. So we need to change that dynamic. And we can only do it by ourselves taking the correct measures for our future. So that's where my focus is. And that's why I'm very excited about the possibility of having this encounter, that we can all begin to speak the same language, the language of cooperation, the language of collaboration, but to a different end. It cannot be right that the continent that has allegedly the wealthiest resources of all the continents of the world, is also the home of the poorest people on the globe. That disconnect is not a good disconnect, and we need to work to change that disconnect. So when we're then talking about the need for self-reliance, it is because particularly important is to recognize that we have the resources. We have the youngest population in the world. 25% of our population is under the age of, 19? It's a huge amount of resources.
Yeah. The tia man penny nkoma wane abrofui DM so ne France for negotiate. Na utie ni nsem a oka ya boy nsem ama no. Na MC watie ntibe nto ama ne ngwa. Osi enya dia Africa betena ho no ni ahwe se abrofo no na emeboy na omo ebe me yakoya nimu ombe develop ye man na mai. Na ohun se oba Africa ohia na yenkwala ne bi nso efase so omu ewuo. Se omanpani ko gina amanone na okan sem wo ya aya sem tie o emre bi obi emeki comment bi se ade na mitana nado unim de na woka se Ghana ha se enkrofo a omo kasama na nado our free education na me ka ho bi pa meji ho achinye entokwankwa na manko ho de wo se na me ka biara ebe hye nkrofo din se Nana Adodankwa odi bibi ba Ghana na adofo enya nsem a omo ka no ena omo fakasie no a MPP ne NDC omba omo yo wakam ya bo ye nsem ama no na yemusa se aka bosumi kakra bi no oko se na osi eye o my Ghana oko edi e pa na odi ja o my Ghana na se eba kasa na yenim ekasa na kasa ye kan ya mfa nya dwuma ene na ma Ghana yati babia yati ye o eno na ma Ghana yentumi enko yanim no omo anim se yebre politicians na kasa utie ne kasa waka ne oka kwanya China fa so a wo mo develop wo mo ko mo anim ne ochechire mu ne se awose yesua wo mo na Ghana na Africans yaku yanim na politicians no ana yaman penifo no ya no omo boaye ya na omo bakwan bi ema oman no si ebetimi afa so odin sesan beba ayro wosam kura wo mu ni se ba bi on befa oman no ana nka omo bo modin maintain oman no meye gina sa ba bi aye wo no a anka ye pa but befa ye mu bi na omo de ekoye chi kura ye de ekoye chi aso ebedu abato so a no omo pekwan bi na timamfo no sa ye dede na ye yire free how ni amani aye fam me de American say MPP abomodin sa de ni ara mo me nhwe ensuo mo ma ye nhwe ensuo a omuja ho bibie ni one match say within this few time obetimi a fight against Galamsey that no way because ahimfu wom a police for wom and a crowd will be cross so akasa sofu bi cross wom bi ebe enti enkrofo hihye no anya dia obetumi enti momo nkwa no ne enko kasa sania yen no wo mo timi de bibia enwanwa bi abo ma we mu awrade mo no hu yemobo ne yempanimfo ne nsem wa omo ka no omo fanya dwuma da se anyasa da bia no natimamufo no ye ne ehunu amane me do besia because what in nsem o kae no brofo de mu da ho ana nimdie kasa wode kan se mu da ho but ayirako sem se ne yon so adafo aduru baby a ye hwe nipa na se obi ho ma o kasa na hwe ne mema so a odi mi se asem a o ka no na no keke na ode ka na mfiri ni mu mo ye hwe obi a o ka asem no na owo pepa se asem a o ka no ode be adwuma anyo obi a se anakwa mbedi akon edumra ye koto aba kai bosumi dumienu no eda tosu enson na wasa de won sasi number 12 no so erade won shraw se obedi no kwama o my Ghana afi wei abato no eye Ghana fo na ekoto aba ya menshira so obeto aba pa bye bye.